we live? Maybe. Oh. We are. There we go. Ooh. There we go. There, put the timer on. Yep. Cool. We're live. Alrighty, guys. Alrighty. Welcome to today's stream. We're going to get started in just a moment. On today's update across the markets today. Bit of a quiet one today across the markets, but we'll go through the markets and we'll do a little bit of Q&A and all that sort of stuff as well too. So we can do that. Let's go to here. Okay, cool. Just figuring out this live stream stuff, guys. Oh, by the way, guys, if you haven't done so yet, grab that breakthrough trading course, john3gift.com. You see it on the screen there. Do it now. Do it now. Alrighty, guys. Alrighty. So there's a lot of stuff that's been going on today, guys. Especially with these markets right now. Yes, you are live. Yes. Kayhem. I am live. Yeah, there's actually, it's really interesting what's been going on with these markets right now, guys. And I'll tell you, for these people that don't have any sort of plan behind them, these people are getting eaten up alive in these markets. I'm enjoying myself. I'm not taking a lot of trades lately in the markets for myself. I'm in a trade right now, but the people that don't understand the patience side of things when it comes to these markets, then the market is definitely going to be eating people up alive right now, because it's like go long, go short, go long, go short. People are getting eaten up alive. Not me. I'm actually very, very, very happy. Again, I haven't been taking a lot of trades lately because it just hasn't been a lot of good setups. But yeah, just focusing on that. It's always the hardest thing, isn't it, guys? It's always the hardest thing when it comes down to these markets and trading. You know, is always just the ability to be patient in the markets, but patient for what you are looking for. No guessing in the markets there. Alrighty, so timer has just gone ding, 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 ding. Guys, I've been getting some people asking about my actual coaching program itself. If you do actually want to apply to be a private coaching client of me, get access to my strategy, my scanner, weekly coaching, and even actually watch me trade live every day, then go to getjohnshelp.com. There should be an application form there. Again, I think I've opened up, 4 or 5 spots now. If you are interested in that, you actually want to become a coaching client of mine, where I can coach you basically every day, and you can see exactly what I'm doing in the markets, then go to getjohnshelp.com, guys. Again, I think I've got open. I'm saying I think because I don't know. There's actually a few people that I spoke to yesterday that are going to be signing up as well too. So I may have only 3 spots left when it comes to that. But anyway, go to getjohnshelp.com right now, guys. If you want to become an actual coaching client, there'll be an application form there. Go fill out the application form. You'll be booked to speak with me personally, and we'll see if we're a good fit. And then as soon as you click the submit button on that application form, you're also going to get instant access to one of my sort of a trading course to get you going as well too. So let's go have a look at what is going on in these markets today. So let's go look at the S&P 500. Starting off with the S&P 500, and pretty much a nothing day. This is the what do they call it? I remember back 2008. I was very heavily trading the E-mini futures markets, right? Very heavily trading the E-mini futures markets, and they call it what they used to call it the summer doldrums, right? And that's what's happening right now. And so I want to really, really, really encourage you guys to be understanding of where we are at in these markets right now, And what I mean is that this is the calm before the storm. Okay, this is the calm before the storm. And what's likely to happen moving forward from this here is that we are likely to probably get another couple of months of quietness. But then on the other side of June, July, August, that's when you're probably going to start to see things really, really, really get heated up. So what you saw at the start of the year with the banks failing, that's just a snippet of what's coming towards the end of this year. Now, that's not a good thing or a bad thing. It's actually probably a good thing if you know how to trade the markets properly, right? And you know what to look for. So there's going to be some really, really, really amazing trades that are going to come up in front of our screen, in front of you guys. The big thing, guys, is that you must get some help, okay? Get some help, meaning get some education, get a strategy behind you that you know that you can rely on. Because all of this stuff, guys, that in these markets, I promise you, if you go out there and get some help, guys, and I'm not talking about like getting help from me as well too, right? Just find someone that you really rely on, get some coaching from them, learn their strategy, learn their approach, and then just make sure you're patient with the setups, because there's going to be some incredible setups that are going to come that can make this year an incredible year for you. Okay, I promise you that. Right now is not the time to be guessing, to be gambling, to be hoping, right? A big mistake. I spoke to someone yesterday on the phone, and the big mistake that I saw him, he said he was trading up to 100 times a day. Can you believe that? 100 times a day trading the gold market. And he lost over $200,000, and it was, and now he's asking me for help. So the big thing, guys, is that please, I promise you, like the volatility, if you don't get your back end, your SHIT sorted right now, meaning you got a good strategy, you know how to identify the strategy, you know what the setup looks like, you've got confidence in it, stuff like that, then come the end of this year, you are going to get eaten up alive, because the volatility is going to be so great that you won't know what to do because you haven't been doing the work. So please, guys, right now is the time to be getting that foundation work going for yourself. And I promise you, then by the end of this year, you got to look back saying, I'm so glad that I did that. And guys, whether it's with me or someone else, just go get some help and educate yourself around what does a high quality trading setup look like, and then the mindset around that as well too. So S&P 500, pretty much a nothing day today. Bit of a nothing day today across the S&P 500. Looking at the good old Nasdaq as well. So the good old Nasdaq there, as you can see, bit of a flattening formation. Again, the Nasdaq is the interesting one out of all these, right? Look at this here. We're still going sideways overall. There's that 15-minute chart as well. Yeah, the Nasdaq is the interesting one. We're just sort of developing like this flat top, right? There's a bit of a flat top here. So looking at this flat top here right now, it looks like that we could quite possibly, yeah, it's very, very hard to say, isn't it? It's very hard to say, but just looking at this here, it's like very, 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 very slow, right? Not really getting any good, strong, true direction through here. And this has always been the hardest thing on the S&P, on the Nasdaq through there. And looking at the Dow Jones as well, you can see on the Dow Jones, once again, we're still stuck in this overall triangle pattern. So nothing really much going on there. A small little pullback, but nothing going on today there. And the Russell, the Russell has been always the one, guys, for me, that has always been the big one for me to say whether we're going to see, a move. The big one for me has always been the Russell, because this is the weakest one of the whole lot, right? We've got this, we're actually getting more of a weak pattern here than anything else. So maybe that Russell is giving us a bit of a leading indicator when it comes to that. So maybe, guys, maybe the Russell is saying, just keep an eye on me, because maybe I'm going to be leading this market down towards the end of the year. So that's what I'm noticing through there. If we go have a look at the mining sector, pretty much nothing across the mining sector here. So the GDXJ, again, we're still continuing this overall sort of pullback, maybe sideways movement through here. Pretty much nothing across the mining sector today, guys. Again, but on the GDXJ, I expect this sort of triangle pattern to be filled in from here. And then we're probably going to see a nice little breakout after this as well too. So pull back through here and then a breakout happening through there as well on the GDXJ through there. Let's go have a look at the actual gold market as well. So gold is just slightly above 2,000 again. So once again, guys, just looking at this gold pattern through here, I do expect to see possibly just some sideways movement, some backing and filling, right? Backing and filling, backing and filling. So sideways movement through here, and then possibly a breakout to the upside. Once that happens, guys, gold is going to the moon, to the moon, to the moon. Gold is probably going to have some really, really, really big moves to the upside, guys. So get ready for that, because that investing wise, here we go, right? But that's what I'm thinking anyway. And then, but for trading wise, like a trading opportunity, really, really, really interesting stuff there happening on that level through there. As you can see from the actual title of the video is Tesla, right? Tesla. And look at Tesla. What happened with Tesla? I see so many people wanting to buy Tesla. Buy Tesla. Here's a really big thing for you guys, right? You guys have probably heard this saying, right? The trend is your friend until the end. You probably heard that before. And it's like, oh, yeah, I know that. Why don't people listen to that? Why don't people, when you're trading the markets, why don't people listen and say, okay, then, well, if the trend is your friend until the end, is that trend still my friend? Is he still my friend? So when we're looking at the markets, right, and I'm looking at the markets right now, and I go back to those weekly charts, look what the market's doing here. Look at this here. Lower high, lower high, lower high, lower high, and guess what? Another lower high. So the trend on Tesla has been down. It's a very, very, very simple concept, but people still want to be going long right now. Because what people, especially one of my clients, is like, John, I want to buy Tesla because there's a head and shoulder formation, right? So he was focusing on this here, shoulder here, right? You got your big head here. And you also got the shoulder here. It's like, oh, John, head and shoulder formation, and here we go, right? All that sort of stuff. That's what he was focusing on. And I'm just like, yes, head and shoulder formation, but remember, rule number one is what? Trend. What's the trend in the markets, right? That's rule number one. And so we can see by looking at this here, that yes, we have a head and shoulder formation, but even if we have a head and shoulder formation, we want to be breaking the neckline to get confirmation. And what I mean by that is this, is that a lot of the times, let's do this here, right? So what I mean by that is this, is that a lot of the times, if I bring this up here, a lot of the times, if you get a head and shoulder formation like this, you want to see a breaking of that neckline. So as it comes down to get the right shoulder, you want to see at least a break up. This is confirmation here now that the head and shoulder formation is now likely to play out. A big mistake people make is they say it's a shoulder, a head, a shoulder formation. Oh, well, the head and shoulder formation is definitely going to go up. Two things here, okay? The first thing is that we must wait for it to break above the neckline first. So if we have a shoulder, a head, and a shoulder formation, we must wait for the breaking of the neckline first. Then it's now likely to continue up from there. But we need to wait for, as you can see here, look at this here. It did not break above it, did it? No, it then continued down. We actually didn't get confirmation of this potential head and shoulder formation. So yes, we got the head and shoulder formation, or the inverse head and shoulder formation, but we didn't get confirmation that now it's now likely to play out. What did play out was simply just looking at the good old trend analysis and what's happened in the markets. And this is what Tesla's done. And I've actually talked about this with Tesla so many times, but Tesla does this so many times, right? You'll see, look at this here, big rally up. Look at these. If I do that through there, all right, if I do, actually, let's do that, yeah. Look at this here. So Tesla has the tendency of having very big, strong rallies up. Look at the very big, strong rally up, and then it came back down again. Very big, strong rally up, and then it came back down again. right? Same sort of thing. Look at this here. Another big strong rally up, and now it's coming back down again. So Tesla has these tendencies of having very big strong rallies to the upside and then coming back down. But the trend is still down. And actually look at that, right at that level of resistance as well too. Right at that level there. That level there, possibly even that level up through there. Look at that level through there. So this level here, look at resistance. But once again, what's the trend? High and lower high through there. So this is probably going to head back down now towards these lows through here. So I would not want to be fighting the markets through there. Okay. I would not want to be fighting the markets through there from that perspective. Peter, KWP, KWEB, big Chinese tech stock. Okay. Will take some time to recover, but upside could be big. So I bought and will buy if we drop further. I'm pretty sure you mentioned that yesterday as well too. A lot of thinking behind that there, Peter. Right? A lot of thinking. See what you said? Will take some time to recover, but upside could be big. There's a lot of coulds and thinking and hoping. No thinking and hoping. I think this is going to be big, so let's go long. Okay. But John, it was at 105. If it just gets to so let's go have a look at mRNA. Is it in a time phase right now? Is it in a time phase right now? No, it's not in a time phase right now. We actually got a little breakaway bar. So this was the time phase through here. So this is, if you're looking at the actual time phase, that was the time phase, and then now it's actually broken down from there. Looking at mRNA. DKNG. About to break out on daily. Okay. Yeah. Doesn't mean it's going to be a buy, does it? Doesn't mean it's going to be a buy. Not for me, not anyway. Not for me. Not for trading wise. It's about to break out on the daily. Yeah. Not really much going on there. We've got an up, down. So, yeah, just I'm not really getting any clear picture. Remember, guys, trading's not about knowing exactly what's going to happen on every single stock. You just never know. What is trading about? Trading's like, okay, I'm looking for my pattern. Where's my pattern? Where's my setup? Okay, there's nothing here. I can't see what's going on. Let's go find a stock with my setup. And Boeing right now. BA. Boeing. Boeing. Oh, actually, I got a trend line there. Boeing in time phase. Is there a limit on the range it goes sideways? Karath, no. But remember, it's not just a time phase, right? It's not just a time phase. If you're looking at that price and time phase that I teach, it's just a way of reading the market, right? But that's only one out of the 4 rules, Karath, that I use in my trading system, right? You don't just use that base to trade off with. And so what you want to be doing is, again, like I use the time phase technique, but I also use again, I've got 4 rules, and the price and time is rule number, what's that? Number 3. It's number 3, actually, out of 5 rules. So I wouldn't recommend just trading based off price and time patterns, right? But it does give you a good understanding of where we're at, and we are going through a time phase now. So no, it's more about, again, the trading setup is all about understanding the actual setup itself, and the time factor is just one of those components. Do you invest in specific gold stocks? Yes, I do, Craig. Yes, I do. I have most of them are just the indexes, but I actually have one gold stock in my portfolio right now, just one. I don't have too many. I'm not a really good stock picker, but I'm really confident on where the overall markets is going over the next 10 years. So the next 10 years, I see mining sector, the mining stock sector, especially gold mining stocks. Not all gold mining stocks, right? Not all gold mining stocks. Guys, not all gold mining stocks. Someone said to me yesterday, oh, John, you said gold mining stocks are going to go up. So I went and actually bought a gold mining stock. Not all of them, right? So for me, I don't know which ones are going to go up. Some of them may even go down. But what I'm very, very comfortable with is seeing the next 10 years, or from now for the next 7 years, seeing a really incredible mining boom. And so therefore, I'm very, very big on just doing the indices. I see a massive gold boom as well too. So therefore, I just buy gold. So that's what I mainly do there. I'm not a very good stock picker when it comes to fundamentals and all that sort of stuff. But the overall markets, if the overall gold mining stocks are going to have a really big boom, then I'm just going to be comfortable and more safer that way, and just investing long term in the indices, GDXJ and stuff like that. John, I am one of those extremely bearish people. Okay. If you're trading the markets, you don't have any view at all. Right, you don't have a bullish or bearish view, because there could be some really good bullish setups, right? Like there's been a few setups over the last couple of months that have been bullish setups for us that we've been watching for. So if you're an actual trader of the market, you're trading the market, don't have any view, right? Because then all you're gonna do is you're gonna cut yourself off from looking at other opportunities when it comes to the stocks through there. And there's many stocks that are having really nice moves right now. My ultimate goal is Nasdaq 8,000 and S&P 3,200. So that is my ultimate goal of market crash. If happens, do you see this potential? Do you see this possibility, or am I being too bare? Interesting you say that. 8,000 Nasdaq. Let's go have a look at the Nasdaq. No, that's actually not being too bare. I actually do see, if we do start to roll over, CJ, and we do start to roll over, like even if I look at the S&P 500 as an example, right? If we do start to roll over and start to break below this 3,800 level on the S&P, then yeah, I could see this thing back down towards 3,200, possibly even a lot lower than that. Like that's 3,200 down there, possibly even lower than that, possibly even down here around the 2,200 level. I know that sounds crazy, guys, but again, if you go back and look at most bubbles in histories, if you go see charts like this, they retrace almost 100% of the bubble, almost 100% of the time. Right? Almost 100% of the bubble, almost 100% of the time. So what I mean by that is that most of the time, I'll use an example of, say, the Bitcoin bubble, right? So let's go look at the good old Bitcoin chart. Right, look at this here. So when we get the bubble from there to there, actually, you know what? Let me just do this here. Make it so much easier for me, for myself, right? So when we got the bubble, right, the big bubble through here, look at this here. It eventually came back down to where the bubble started. And that's what you tend to see. You don't know exactly how it's going to play out. Sometimes it just comes straight down like this, and other times it does like a double little whammy. So if it does start to play out that way, the Nasdaq, the S&P 500 could make its way down to the 2,000, down near the 2,000 level. So that's for the S&P 500. Now the Nasdaq, the bubble actually started down here around 7,000. So this could be a little bit of a nothing going on before we really start to see another big leg going down. So we're not there yet, but like on the Nasdaq, if we start to break below, say, this level here, I would say, I'd have to say to be more conservative, the 11,000 level. If we can start to get back below the 11,000 level, then that would tell me we're probably going to start to see the bit of a waterfall from there. But we may not, right? We may actually have a bit of an upside movement. Who knows? We could actually have a really good bullish move this year, and then next year starts to see that overall movement down. Traders, just give me 20 seconds, please. Too much water, guys. Too much water. All right. I'm back now, guys. I'm back. Let's go here. All right, cool. Question. Do you look for a divergent stock also? What is that? What does that even mean? Divergent. No. I just look for, if I'm trading the stocks, I'm just looking for my trading setup. It really is that simple, guys. I'm not going to, well, I think Tesla's going to go up today, so let's buy it. No. I don't want to work on things. I want to work on probabilities. And probabilities only come from my system. So let's see. Stephen, yes, I am based in Australia. I am in the good old Australia. I love it. Because most of my trading is done in the morning. So right now, my trading is done from 5:30 a.m. through 5:30 a.m. through to 6 a.m. So that's when the stock market, the US stock market closes at 6 a.m. So I'm normally up around, I normally go to bed early. I get up at 3, go to the gym, come back, and then from like basically really around the 5 a.m. through to 6 a.m., I'm looking at the stock market, doing all my trading. And then at 6 o'clock in the morning, my job's done for the day. Then I can go do whatever I want to do. I can do my coaching stuff. I can go to the gym a couple of times. I can go for a jog. I can spend time with friends. That's the way that I like to do all my trading. And I can do that, guys, because one, because of obviously the stock market, and two, that I also have a scanner to really help me find the trades as well too. So instead of me spending hours looking through stocks, I also have a scanner that helps me. Firstly, I actually have my trading set up, right? You must understand, I have a really massive high probability trading setup that works most of the time, okay? Over 90% of the time. But then what I do is I use the scanner to scan like literally the thousands of stocks out there to help me find these opportunities for me. So that's the reason why I only really do, it's really like the last half an hour, I run the scans and check what's out in there. I'm actually in a trade right now. I got into a trade yesterday for the exact same thing. So really all my trading is done for half an hour a day. Now, for me, in the afternoon, yes, I do still look at the Australian market. I'll still look at, say, some of the foreign exchange pairs. It's all the same system, by the way, guys. All the same system. It's not something different. But, it's all the exact same system. But yes, in the afternoon, when the European market opens up, I'll look at some of the S&P 500, say, futures. I'll look at the DAX futures. I'll look at some of the foreign exchange pairs. And I'll look at the Australian stock market as well too to see what happened there. But that's maybe another hour in the afternoon. But that's really my trading. Now I don't have to do this stuff in the afternoon, but there's some really incredible trades that happen, say, on the foreign exchange pairs. But again, guys, the system that I use for the stock market is the exact same system I use on the foreign exchange. It's the exact same pattern I'm looking for across all markets. So if you look at it, all my trading is really done in 2 hours a day, maximum 2 hours a day. An hour in the morning from 5 through to 6. And then I'm here doing some other stuff here for you guys. And then in the afternoon, I'm there for another hour, just going through more of the afternoon is more the intraday charts, looking at 1 minute charts, 2 minute charts, 5 minute charts, 15 minute charts, looking at on say like, you know, like looking at the S&P 500, the Dow, the Russell, the Nasdaq, the futures markets in the afternoon when the European market opens up, the DAX, looking at maybe two or three major, actually there's three major Forex pairs that I keep an eye on as well too every day. You know, and stuff like that. So that's what I normally do. And then I go through the actual top 200 stocks in the Australian market as well too. But again, that all just takes, you know, maybe an hour per day in the afternoon. And again, when it comes to my trading done in the morning, I love the US stock market because there's thousands of stocks. And now the scanner really helps me find these opportunities so I can have all my trading done really, 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 really quickly. And I love that. So that's and from that, and then when I start to overlay these trades with leverage, like using a leverage instrument, shorting it, buying it, or using things like another leverage instrument, like say options, it starts to give me these really good returns from that there. And then I've learned how to do this, which allows me to, it gives me a lot more freedom in my life to go do the other things which helps me inside the markets, right? Like go to the gym and spend time with friends and, you know, and stuff like that I and also do things that I'm passionate about, which is coaching as well too, in the markets. If you are interested in that sort of stuff, guys, then make sure you go to getjohnshelp.com, fill out the application form if you actually like that style of trading that I just said there a minute ago. And you can get access to the scanner and possibly even get access to me every day where you can actually see the trades I'm doing in the markets. Fill out the application form there, guys, and I'll be able to help you out there. Dividends. Yes. So I have one stock right now that is paying really good dividends in the markets as well too. So I have one stock that's paying dividends, yes. I'm pretty sure the GDXJ, I haven't actually checked. Crafty, you've already booked an appointment with me, haven't you, today? So that's actually, I'm looking forward to that. When would you go long the S&P 500 and when would you short? Peter, I would go long the S&P 500 when I have my trading setup, my trading plan that's met. And when I would go short, I would do it when my trading setup's met and when I get a good entry signal. See, Peter, when you're trading the markets, my man, and you probably heard me say this a few times now, I'm not going to just say, well, if it breaks this trend line, I'm going to go short. Like, no, I have a high probability trading setup that I use, and I use it across all markets when I'm trading the markets. So it's really that. It's like, here's my system. It works. Sit down. I don't care how long you have to wait for the setup to appear. Then that's my job. So daily trade, I have completely different strategy, and overall goal is different. I'm thinking about scooping up stocks when it reaches those levels I asked. Oh, okay. Oh, about scooping up stocks. Well, I wouldn't. That's I can't tell you what to do there, CJ, but that's it may or may not be a good idea, right? Because maybe some of those stocks that have gone down that low through the recession are going to end up going bankrupt. So you may be thinking, oh, I'm buying good stocks right now, but the company's a piece of crap and it's going to go bankrupt and you're going to lose all your money, right? It's like there's good support at zero. Good support at zero. So I would say, CJ, wait for that time to come involved with it. But then on a blanket statement, yes, I do believe that on the other side of the recession, 2025 and onwards, I do believe we're going to see an incredible boom again out of the markets. But from now through the next year, it's going to go down. I believe we're going to see some pretty volatile and big moves out of it. So I would just say wait, wait for that time to happen if it does happen. So, and then do that. For me personally, CJ, I'm not really good at picking stocks for myself, as I said before. My whole long-term thesis is just based on cycles, right? And I'm going to keep it really simple here when it comes to cycles. Okay? What hasn't done well in the last 10 years is probably going to do well in the next 10 years. Let's just keep it simple as that. I know that sounds too simple, guys, but for you guys that have got a 5 in front of your name and you know what I'm talking about, fortunately I don't, not yet anyway. But I've learned from a lot of people who have a lot more, probably 6s and 7s in front of their names, if you know what I'm saying. Then you understand, right? If you just look, and even if you don't, if you just study history, what is that? Things go through booms, things go through busts, then they go through quiet times, then they go through booms, then they go through, it's just a cycle, right? So what hasn't done really well in the last 10 years is probably going to do well in the next 10 years. That's simple cycle analysis, right? We all know this, okay? And I know that sounds too simple, but guess what? That's the reason why for me personally is that I'm really, really confident in seeing the mining stocks do really well. Why? Because what hasn't done really well in the last 10 years, the mining sector, so the GDXJ, look at this here. The GDXJ, look at it, it's done nothing. Big boom, big bust, quiet. So it didn't do well for the last 10 years. What's coming for the next 10 years? I wonder what, right? So that's the first thing. It's like it hasn't done well the last 10 years. And then guess what, guys? Simple cycle analysis simply says that we are going to go through another mining boom. It's coming. It's like, no more mining boom ever again in our history. We know we go through cycles, right, guys? Right? Even if you're only in your 20s, if you study history, boom, mining bust. Quiet for a long time, then another mining boom, another mining bust. Right? It's actually that simple. So for me, instead of me, let's actually read the balance sheet. The balance sheet. There you go. Instead of reading the balance sheet of this individual company and trying to predict what's going to happen next year based on what's happening right now. But hang on a minute. But if their next earnings report comes out, then that's going to be really bad. So therefore, I need to change my... No, that's too hard for me. Like, Warren Buffett's good at that. That's too hard for me. I'm just like, okay, no mining boom for the last 10 years, and mining stocks have done pretty badly for the last 10 years. Mining boom coming, and we're probably going to do well for... okay, cool. My long-term strategy is success. Right? It really is that simple. Like I'm not smart enough to do that sort of stuff. But I want to be putting my money in not just guessing, but a massive probability that next cycle is going to kick in. And when that next cycle does kick in over the next few years, I am going to be part of that next move. I hope that makes sense, guys. Again, I'm not... if I'm going to be putting money in the markets, especially long term, I just want to say, okay, where's the puck going? I don't know when the puck is going to go there, but when it does go there, I want to be part of it. So therefore, I'm very big in the mining sector. I have one mining stock, but most of my funds are in things like the GDXJ. Why? Because there's a really simple. Gold. What's happening with gold? Right? Very, 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 very simple stuff, guys. Read Ray Dalio stuff. What happens through history, right? We see this here. Every time there's a big debt crisis, guess what happens, right? So therefore, gold is going to become money again. There's going to be some sort of gold backing or gold something, or there's going to be something there with gold, right? Especially when they can no longer rely on the US government, and the US government defaults. Guess what's going to happen to gold? Supersonic boom. So guess what? I'm in there and I'm just going to wait. Very, very, very simple. So I hope you can see, CJ, too, that, like, for me personally, is like, that's my long-term view, right? What you're saying for the next couple of, if that does happen the next couple of years, for me personally, if we do get that big pullback in the next couple of years, or the next, say, year or so, and then I'll be still looking to mainly focus my funds on what I'm comfortable with simple cycle analysis from there, instead of trying to pick individual stocks. What are your thoughts on Oh, Steve, you're in Brisbane. Oh, fantastic. What are your thoughts on copper and rate earth metals long term? Oh, I don't know. Wrong person asked. No idea. Again, it'd be giving my thoughts. I'm not sure about that through there. Excited to talk about it. Fantastic. Buy price on GDXJ, please. There is no right buy price on GDXJ. The average now for me personally, I've been averaging in for the last couple of years. So my break even level on GDXJ right now is this purple line here, which is just below that 30 level. This is my break even price because I've been averaging it in even last year. Last year, guys, for me personally, I was averaging in heaps through here. So as this market was coming down through here last year, I was like every month adding more and adding more and adding more and adding more. Like I was just keep adding. And so that's the reason why. So yeah, there is no like one specific buy price. That's not how you invest. If that's investing, then again, you're long-term investing. Means I'm buying and I'm holding for long-term. I'm not trying to, I'm going to get in now. If it goes down 2%, I'm going to freak out. No, wrong approach. John, do you have a specific entry criteria when it comes to your options trading, your pattern? I'm finding that I'm suffering from IV crush. Yes, Jemison. Go over to my trading course, right? Get johnsfreegift.com. Put your email address in to get the free trading course. On the very next page, I'll show you my trading strategy that I use. Because what you're doing right now, Jemison, is that you're getting in at the wrong time. It's not the options that are crushing you, right? It's you're getting in at the wrong time. So even if the implied volatility, the IV, the implied volatility was high, but you actually bought some options and that market continued moving in that direction, it's only going to get greater and greater and greater. So yeah. Remember, for me personally, it's not I don't just buy options, right? I have my setup and then I'll say, okay, let's go find an option that we can actually have a good trade through here. Uranium has not done well for the last 10 years. I like gold, royalty stocks. Fantastic. Nice. Nice. So as you can see, traders, like for me personally, it's like I'm not going to guess. When it comes to my trading the markets, when I trade the markets, right? I'm getting in today. I'm going to hold it for a few days, a few weeks, maybe a month or more. Guess what? I'm using a system. I'm using a pattern. And that's all I do. I just look for the same pattern every day. It really is that simple, guys. I'm not like, I'm going to buy here. I'm going to buy. I don't guess. That's the reason why I do well out of trading, guys. It really is that simple. What the hard part about what I just said is waiting, right? Because sometimes you might have to wait a week. Oh my goodness, you might have to wait a few weeks for a really good trade. Oh no, a few weeks for no trade, John? Well, that's what trading's all about, right? You just never know. And then and then what happens with trading is you go through a really good period where there's actually a lot of good trades, and then you go through a quiet period where there's actually not many trades, and then you have to be patient. And then you go through, and that's the way trading is all. That's the way the cycles are done when it comes to your trading and the markets itself. So for me personally, guys, it's like step one when it comes to my trading is like I'm not going to guess. I don't guess, right? I do a market update for you like I am today, but I'm not going to say, well, I think this is going to go up, so let's actually go here. For me personally, like no, I'm like, what is the pattern I'm looking for? Then I'm going to wait. I'm going to wait for it. I don't care if I have to wait a whole month for that pattern to appear in the markets. For just one good stock to appear in the market, if I have to wait a whole month, then guess what? That's my job as a trader. And that's the thing that really hurts that people have, that I think a lot of people have a hard time when it comes to that, is because of that. Right? It's like I have a lot of hard time. I have a hard time doing this, and it's people that have a hard time, which is they have a hard time being patient, and they see maybe a week or 2 or even 3 weeks go past. Now, this is if you trade in the daily charts, guys. If you trade in more the intraday charts, I mean the 15-minute charts, the 5-minute charts, there's trades pretty much every week using my approach. I know that for a fact because we're looking at the trading today. We're actually looking at trades today that happened today on the 15-minute charts. But if you're purely just doing the daily charts, you're getting in today, holding for a few weeks or more, then sometimes there's not going to be trades for a few weeks. But guess what happens? When you become impatient, that's when you end up going backwards and you end up losing money, and it just doesn't serve you. So that's that simple there, right? I keep it really simple. When I'm trading the markets, guess what? Does this setup I'm about to get in right now, does it look like my pattern that I like to trade? Yes or no? And if it's no, then I don't trade it, right? And then the investing side of things, when I'm buying and holding, I'm not trying to pick the right price. I'm not trying to pick the bottom. I'm just like, I'm buying and I'm holding many years, right? But then I'm averaging in as well too, right? But guess what? When it comes to that, I'm not trying to pick stocks. I'm not trying to be very smart. Like I don't understand any of that balance sheet stuff, the cash flows and the balance sheets and the PE ratios and I'm like, I don't know that stuff, guys. That's maybe some people do out there, and they do, and they understand the finer details of those balance sheets. For me personally, if I'm going to do some long-term investing in the markets, I just want to see where's the puck going when it comes to cycles and history repeating itself. I want to position myself for that to come, and then away we go. Some people think that it comes down to, like, oh, well, the mining, crypto, people are still trying to get back in the crypto market. No, crypto market has had its day, right? We're probably not going to see another crypto boom now for a while, right? It's the gold and the mining sector. It's their time now to shine, right? We had the crypto boom. We're having the crypto bust. We may get some more upside. We may not, right? But the crypto boom is done. People are like, I'm going to jump on the next crypto boom. We're probably not going to see a massive crypto boom now for a long time, guys. I'm very new. I know any single thing about trading where I can start. Can I watch your free course? Sure. johnsfreegift.com. Put your email address in. Very first video you get, which is actually my trading system, and then we will also email you the actual free course. Very, very, very simple stuff there, guys. So anyway, guys, as you can see, like, it's not about you being smart. You don't have to be smart to do really well out of trading. You don't, right? You have to be disciplined and patient. Yeah, discipline means, like, even if you haven't, like, when you want to trade, but discipline simply means that you have a trading plan, a trading setup that you trade, and you only trade that. That's discipline. Most people who trade the markets don't have discipline. Well, it's like, oh, I haven't had to trade for a couple of days and I want to trade right now. I want to make some money now. And then you trade and then you lose money and then you go backwards and you say the market burnt you and all this sort of stuff. I've just learned, guys, now over almost 20 years of trading the markets that it's just not worth it. It's just not worth it. I mean, it's just not worth guessing and stuff like that. My number one thing is that I don't ever want to go backwards and I don't want to lose money. So if I have to wait a whole month to get one trade, but guess what, guys? That one really good trade could end up being 3, 4, 5 weeks later, could end up being a 500%, maybe even 1,000% return using options on one really good trade for me. Even a few 100%, right? Like in February this year, there was actually a couple of trades there that did, a few 100% plus on each. It's like, and when you start to be able to put a bit more money on those trades, you start to do really well from that there. So that's how trading. That's for me personally anyway. I don't like to trade a lot myself. I personally don't like to trade a lot myself. I just want to trade the best trades out there that I can take, that I can trade. So, which platform am I using? It doesn't matter what platform I'm using. Sema, I use TC2000 for my charting platform. What I'm using right now, this is TC2000 platform out there. But it's not the platform that you have to worry about, Sema. It's more about the trading setup that you actually should be worrying about. Like, what does a good trading setup actually look like? T, you said you want to learn options. It's a very thing. If you start to really go down the rabbit hole of options and all the different strategies you can use and so on and so forth, a lot of people can just say, oh my goodness, this is so confusing. So I just keep it really, really simple. Really simple. Myself right now at this point in time anyway, and I have done now for almost 20 years, if I get a good bullish setup on the charts, I simply just buy the option. If I get a really good bearish setup on the charts, I simply just buy the put option. It really is that simple. Now, I have a few rules on what option I select and how much time in those options, but that's all I do. So, but all that has other funky strategies and spreads and all that sort of stuff, guys, it's not really a good strategy to focus on. So, anyway, guys, that's it for me today. Have a great day, guys, everyone. And I will catch everyone probably tomorrow. All right, guys. See you tomorrow.